Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Look, Wrestling 101, classes in session. Pay attention to the teachings, that's from Andrew and Derrick. I mean, these guys making a killing with no competition. Dynamic duo better than the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Everybody make some noise, mess with them, you get destroyed. They cannot be beat, take a seat. Watch them do they thing on the MIC. Face defeat, they cannot be seen like JC. Oh my goodness, it's a killing spree.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Wrestling IQ 101. You guys know me. My name is Derrick. You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Wrestling IQ 101. You can also check us out on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube. Make sure you just search Wrestling IQ 101. Today, very special day. A very favorite of mine on the indie scene that's killing it. Fellow Dallas Mavericks fan, Miss Kasey Catal. Such a pleasure to have you here. How you doing today?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. You know, I had to get you on. Definitely, when I say that, I don't take it lightly. I really mean it. One of my favorites on the indie scene. I think you're really killing it. So let's start. There's so much places we can start, but you know, first I'm gonna start. We're not even gonna start with wrestling. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get me and your beef out of the way now before we even get into the good stuff that's going on with the show, because I heard that you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
I am.
You are, and I am a diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Oh.
So this is a special couple of weeks for us that's coming up. I know you got to be excited, though. Kansas City Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. How you feeling, and how you feeling about your guys' chances of, you know, bringing home a second title, 2 in a row, back-to-back?
Yeah, I'm stoked. And like, I have not been a Chiefs fan my whole life. This is like fairly new, just like the Mavericks. It's been like a couple years now, but I was a Jets fan. And I was like, I woke up one morning and I was like, I was born into being a Jets fan. Like, I'm almost 30. Like, I can pick my own teams now. Like, why the hell am I gonna pick the Jets? So, and I love Travis Kelce. I'm like the biggest Travis Kelce fan. So I was like, all right, I gotta go with the Chiefs.
Oh, see, that's not bad. That's not bad. It sucks that so many people get stuck on teams because of their parents, right? Just get born into it, then you decide to be loyal. But it should be a good one, though. And you know, best of luck, you know, to both of our teams, and we'll see what happens. You know, now when it comes to wrestling, you know, for you, what was like that special thing that you had that kind of like just made you fall in love with wrestling and made you want to pursue it as, you know, to take it seriously?
Yeah. So the first introduction I ever had to wrestling was an indie show. So like I had no idea, like I had never watched wrestling. I didn't grow up watching wrestling. I knew Hulk Hogan, I knew John Cena, that was about it. My friends took me to an indie show and fell in love with it. Like literally the second I went, it was Psycho Circus at NYWC. So it was the biggest show of the year. It was a little hardcore. You know, they had a bunch of really cool hardcore deathmatch stuff. So I was like, this is wrestling, like this is crazy. And since then I just watched it every day. Ended up dating a guy who was a wrestler. He didn't really want me to be a wrestler because he was like, politics, everything's just crazy. Like, I don't want you in the business. And then I was like, please. And then we broke up 3 years later and I signed up for wrestling training the next day.
Nice. See, hey, I respect it, man. I definitely respect it. You when you were training with Creator Pro with Pat Buck, Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins, famously everybody knows him as. What would you say? How was the experience, and what would you say is probably the most valuable thing you learned while training there?
Oh, wow. I mean, I learned so much there. The training was invaluable. I mean, best trainers, best opportunities. I really had the best preparation, you know, to put me in this world. Starting from foundation to promos to everything, to opportunities, to how to carry yourself. So I got really lucky that I lived so close to them. And I got the best training I possibly could in the country. So I'm really happy.
Oh man, see, that's great. Yeah, Pat Buck, he is doing a great job. Him and Kurt, both of them. Yeah, definitely. And now, you ventured out, you've kind of like just blown up in these past couple of years, to being someone that's really like a name that people know. When you say Kasey Catal, you've even ventured over into like doing death matches. And, that's like and then on top of it, you're doing intergender death matches on top of it. So it's like, how like are those experiences, and how was it like doing your first death match and, continuing to do it to this day?
Yeah, I always loved watching it, and I was always scared of it, but I always loved watching it. Like when I first started watching, I loved ECW, I loved Tommy Dreamer. Like that was like what I gravitated towards, but I never thought I would do it. And then the opportunity just kind of struck when I was working with my husband, Brandon Kirk, and I got the opportunity to do some stuff because that's kind of his wheelhouse. And I don't know, I just the excitement of it, like the craziness of it, the storytelling, even in deathmatch wrestling. Like I love how you can tell a completely different story, and it's just really exciting. So yeah, it's been crazy. I'm still not 100% sure on doing it all the time, but I definitely like venturing into that world if I can.
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen you like jump off of things and do a whole bunch of these crazy stunts. Like when you do these type of things, are they like planned, or is it just like spur of the moment type thing? Like how do these things work?
Yeah, they're most definitely planned. If they weren't, there'd be a huge problem. Yeah, but for me, like I'm kind of a little crazy. Like my personality is just like a little eccentric. Like I'm cool and I'm collected, but like part of me is just kind of crazy. So I'm like, I bring that into my wrestling. So like even if I'm having a regular match, like I like jumping off high stuff and doing that one thing that's just gonna be me, and everyone's like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, yeah, but it's me. Like it's really crazy. Like if I saw something really high, I'd probably jump off of it. So it works out.
Oh man, that's crazy. How is it with the intergender aspect of it? Do you enjoy working the males, or is it something that you wish you could do more of? How's that for you?
Yeah, I love it. I learn from every person I'm in the ring with, male or female. So it's just a different take and it's a different perspective on wrestling, which is like super helpful for me and learning because I'm still fairly new. I'm coming up, I think 4 years now. So yeah, so it's definitely like a different take and I can learn from everybody. So I love it. And I love the storytelling also with intergender wrestling because there's such a beautiful art to it. And you can really tell an awesome story. So.
Got you. All right. So I know people probably always ask, like, if you could face somebody, like, who would it be? I'm gonna put a twist on it. If you could have a death match with anybody you wanted to have, who would you do it with? Who would you want to do that with?
See, I always answer this question. So this is a two-parter. So I always answer this question usually as like, I have no expectations now because usually my best matches are with people that like I know a little bit about, but I haven't like, I'm like, okay, they're cool. And then I have the best matches. And then I never go in with expectations because I'm always like, they say never meet your heroes. Like sometimes you can meet someone and they're not who you expect and you have zero chemistry in the ring and you're like, oh, that sucks. So, but if I could have a death match, that's completely different. If I could do a death match with someone, who would it be? I gotta go with Tommy Dreamer because he's like the icon in my eyes. So I feel like that would be awesome.
That would be sick. That would be kind of crazy, man. Now I'm gonna push for that, man. I'm gonna tell every promotion. Who do you want to see fight?
Let's go.
I want to see Tommy versus Kasey. Let's do it. Deathmatch. That'd be pretty sick. Now me, right? I've been married to my wife 5 years now, and me and my wife have been together for 14 years. So when we were younger, we actually worked together. We were doing retail when we were just in college, going to school. And it wasn't too bad working with her, but for you people, I don't know if people really enjoy working with their spouses, but you are like, you work with Brandon. You guys wrestle together. I always see you guys together as well. How is it working? Do you enjoy that? Do you love that?
Yeah, for our shoot jobs, like we don't see each other during the week. You know what I mean? So
True.
like we work at like a 9 to 5 or an early morning. So like by the time I get home, he's not home. By the time I leave for work, he's not gone yet. So we don't really get to spend any time together during the week. So when we get to travel together and do stuff for wrestling together, it's really fun. And we've been together now for 3 years. So in the beginning, we weren't really doing a lot together. And like the past like year and a half, like 2 years now, we've been able to do like a lot of really cool stuff together. So it's been really fun. He scares me because he does like really crazy stuff. So like I'm kind of, having to do these like crazy things with him, but it's been really fun. And he's like the best coach I could ever have because he's so good. He's and I'm not going to just say that because he's my husband. Like he's really good. So like I learned so much from him, and it's been really, really fun working with him.
Yeah, man, I can vouch for that. Brandon is very great. He's also one of my favorites as well. And just the component of you two together, I just love it. I think it's like it's a good match, and it's perfect. I'll say this. I don't know. I think this is a compliment, but it's like you guys, you draw so much heat. It reminds me of like Stephanie and Triple H when they first got together in WWE, and like everybody hated them. But it's like it's good because you're getting a reaction. So I love you guys together. I think it's so dope that you get to spend those times with your partner doing something you guys both love. That's awesome. Let's say, so for you, what are like your personal goals? I think a lot has kind of like changed where, well, I don't know, you'll tell me, but for me personally, I feel like a lot has changed where it's like you don't have to like be signed to a big company to necessarily be successful anymore in wrestling. So for you, like what are those goals for you, and what are you trying to accomplish with wrestling?
Yeah, with COVID, it's been kind of crazy, but hopefully when this is starting to ease up now, travel, really the number one thing for me this year. I'm trying to do short-term goals, and this year I just want to get everywhere I can. Right now, I'm not going as many places only because of COVID, and I want to make sure, I have a compromised immune system, so I want to make sure like I'm good to go and I'm at 100%, no matter where I go. So right now it's been a little bit crazy, but until that gets kind of under control, then I really want to start branching out, traveling, going to as many different countries as possible and like learning from everybody I can.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
How are your thoughts on like where women wrestling has progressed to these days? How do you feel about it, and just being a part of that as well?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's come a long way, and it still has a long way to go. But I think we're all on the right track, and I think now, especially with like speaking out and everything else, I think that we have more of a community, and I think more people are looking out for us, which is really important. And it's just really important to get us on shows, like companies are now having more women's matches, which is really important. Some all women's shows, which is awesome. So it's really cool to be a part of that and to try and help grow that, as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. Like women are doing like amazing, like they're putting on great matches, main eventing cards, even having their own shows as well. Like it's so fantastic. And I think it's in a great place, and hopefully it keeps going that way. For you, it's like though, you've grown and you've shown a lot of success in like a short amount of time. So like you said, it's been like what, 4 years, right? So
4 years,
it's like how, like what do you like? What do you like entitle that to? Like what was it like? Do you like what drove you to like just be so successful in this short amount of time?
Well, thank you. I got a long way to go. But yeah, I don't know, just really hard work. And I think the hardest part of it is not allowing yourself to get discouraged, because that can set you back, and you can get, in your own head and mentally just be down on yourself and be like, you want so much more, and you strive for it. So you have these little setbacks. And I think for me, I'm learning how to get past those setbacks. And I think that's really helped me grow my confidence, and just start being me and start wrestling like me. I think when I first started, I didn't know who I was as a wrestler. I was kind of being pulled in a million different directions, if people wanted me to be this or people wanted me to be that. And now I feel as though I'm just being me. And I think that's been really helpful for whatever success I've had so
Yeah,
far.
for sure. I always feel people could definitely relate more to somebody that's like being themselves, and that's definitely like, you know, the aura that you give off is like, that's, you know, the Kasey we see in the ring, that's you. So
Yeah.
you know, we definitely can feel that for sure. You know, someone who you've had like, you know, great matches with this year, TJ Crawford. I loved watching those matches.
Oh.
How was it working with TJ, and you know, just how good is his talent inside the ring?
I hate that guy. No. Me and TJ go way back. It was so cool to have that whole story with him. I mean, that's one of the first storylines that I had as a singles wrestler, and have it play out that long. It was almost a year, and it was just so fun. It was just so fun to be involved with him, and he is blowing up. He's doing so well. He's so talented, and getting to be able to mix a little bit of my world with a little bit of his world was like, it was the perfect combination. It was so fun. I can't wait to run it back one day.
Yeah, for sure. I've talked to him as well on my other show, and he said the same you know, resentment about you as well. So
Good.
So I can't
still put you over, kid. Still put you over.
So I can't wait to see you guys, you know, run it back again. That was Synergy match of the year, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
I think it was too. Yeah. No, you guys killed it, man. You guys definitely killed it. When it comes to when you're not jumping off of things, when you're not doing death matches, when you're not, you know, wrestling, what are your hobbies outside of the ring?
Oh man, I love yoga. I've been getting back into yoga, hot yoga, and now that like the studios have opened up, it's been really fun. But hot yoga with a mask has been brutal in a 105-degree room. Trying to work out with a mask has been crazy. But yeah, hanging out with my pets, watching the NBA, watching my Mavs. It's been pretty low key now. You know, I had like a bunch of hobbies, and now I'm like, well, I can't really do anything because of COVID. So it's been like just staying active. Me and Brandon like love to go and do pickup games. So like if we can like get to a gym or like go and like play like some basketball, like we just love basketball. So.
Oh, that's crazy. So you guys are playing basketball too.
Yeah.
Oh snap, that's crazy. See, I gotta see you guys at a pickup game or something like that. You know,
it's way better.
It's so funny, you know, because I love basketball as well. You know, as you know, I'm a Mavericks fan too. But I just actually started like a basketball training program. So me and a couple of my friends, like for kids and stuff in our area. So you know, we just started doing that as well. Like basketball, man, I love it, man. It goes deep. For you though, how did you become a Mavericks fan? Everybody asks me that all the time. Like, you're from Jersey, like how the heck did you become a Mavericks fan? So now I get to ask somebody else that question. How did that happen?
Brandon Kirk.
It
was Brandon. I was a Lakers fan and like biggest Kobe fan, rest in peace Kobe. But like I forget what happened. It was like before the bubble, so like right before the season ended, right before they were like going into lockdown, and he was just watching it and he was telling me about them, and I was like, oh, like maybe I should like start watching basketball again. So I started watching them, and I was like, Luka, and then like he was like talking about Derrick, and like obviously Dirk's the freaking icon, and then I just see Maxi Kleber walk across the screen, and I go, I'm gonna be a Mavericks.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And now for the last like however many months, I don't like almost a year, I have been watching every game. I don't miss it. I listen to every podcast. I have a whole closet, like just tons of Mavs stuff. Watch every post game interview. Like it's obsession. It's bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love the Mavericks. They're giving me like heartaches and headaches this season because I'm so mad that we gave up Steph Curry for Jason Richardson. I was so upset about that because I love Steph Curry so much. He's so good, and now he's over in Philly killing it, and now we're over here, you know, hovering around 500. I'm so upset. You don't know. If you see my Twitter, I guarantee you almost every other tweet is me tweeting Mark Cuban like, bro, we need to do something to get some people in here, man. What are you doing?
No, I'm telling you, once we get our guys back from the COVID protocols, because Maxie's still like out there not doing well, which he better come back soon. But the other three, they're gonna be back probably tomorrow, which is crazy. So we'll have all of our starters back. KP's doing terrible, but he's back. So like,
yes, he is. He kills me. We need somebody else because KP is too much in and out, man. It's always something. The knee hurts. He got to be out 3 games. He comes back. Then he's out another 2 games. I was like,
get rid of him. Get rid of him.
They just giving me a headache, man. When he's on the court, he's amazing, but it's like he's just holding us back right now at this point, man. We need somebody else. So
100%.
And we can't waste Luka years either. That's for sure. So if there's someone who decides today, like, hey, I want to get into wrestling, what's the advice that you would give to them?
Oh man, I always tell people, I'll give you my book that I write. I think the most important, well, there's a couple things I would suggest. One, find a really good school because you want to be protected. You want to be around positive people who are going to impact you in a good way, not just with training. Like you want to find a good, solid group of people who are going to help you when they say that they're going to help you, that are genuine. Also, surround yourself with a really good support system outside of wrestling. So, you know, even if your parents don't necessarily agree with it, like find that one person you can go to. So if you're stressed out and you need to talk to somebody or you just need someone to push you, that you have that support, that's not in this world, that's not going to give you kind of an answer from the business. Like get some perspective outside just that cares about you as a human to keep your mental health like good. And just believe in yourself. Just go for it because there's going to be a ton of people tell you can't do it. You have to be like this. You have to look like this. Like untrue. Especially now, like the wrestling world, there's so many opportunities for every single person, no matter what you look like, no matter how you run or how you do a move. It doesn't matter. So just go for it and believe in yourself. It's going to get tough, but really dig deep and find that strength to do it.
Yeah, good advice for sure. Do you have any places that you have your eyes set on that you want to wrestle, that you haven't wrestled, that you want to try to get to?
Japan's my number one. Nice. It's my number one, and hopefully it'll happen. I'm throwing it out. I'm manifesting it, but that's my number one goal.
Oh man, that would be sick. So you want to go like New Japan or just like
New Japan, anywhere. DDT, anywhere, Marvelous, like anywhere,
That would be sick. I would like to see that for sure. During this is a crazy year that just passed. COVID happened, all that stuff, quarantine, lockdowns, everything. For you, how did you adapt, or did you have to adapt? I should ask. How was it? Because I felt a lot of people, they had to kind of find ways to stay relevant, stay in shape, all that stuff. So for you, how was like that journey of, quarantine and, dealing with the year of 2020?
Yeah, not gonna lie, at first I fell off. I had no idea what was going on. I did not work out. I was like, ooh, I get like how much time off? Like, okay. And I didn't know how long it was gonna last. Like none of us did, So I was like, I'll sit on my butt and eat chips for a month and watch every Netflix thing I could find. And then I found out soon that was not going to be working for me. So I just, we did a lot of DDP yoga. We just tried to stay, try to keep my mind busy, which was the most important thing because I was going crazy. And at the time, me and Brandon were living in like a 460 square foot apartment with 3 pets. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot be stuck in here. And we ended up moving. But it was just crazy. And then just slowly keeping my mind busy, doing anything, like trying to learn languages. I got Rosetta Stone. I'm like, I need mentally just stimulation. I need some kind of stimulation because I'm going nuts, So just try to keep myself busy. And now it's getting a little bit easier as the world opens up.
Yeah. How was it, just getting back into wrestling? Like, how was that transition? Like your first match back after quarantine, did you kind of feel the same, or was there like a little bit of rust that you had to knock off? How was that?
Painful.
Yeah.
So, it's like, why do I do this? yeah, it's still like, because now, even though we're wrestling now, it's like a lot less frequently, and so yeah, it's like very painful, and usually your body kind of builds up a callus and a resistance to some sort of things. Like bumping still sucks, but with the ropes and stuff, I was like, the ropes never hurt, and now I'm getting like these bruises on my back from the ropes. But yeah, it's just gonna take some time to get used to again, but it's been okay.
All right, see, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, now this one. Are there any secret talents that you have that wrestling fans wouldn't know that you have?
Secret talent. I have a lot of talents. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. I've like said it before, but I don't know if like a lot of people know. But like, I was a dancer for all of my life, so like for 15 years. So like, I'm a very good dancer. Probably not so much anymore, but other secret. Brand, do I have any secret talents? Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna ask my husband. He's gonna tell me no. He's gonna be not a hype man over there. He's gonna be like, no, sorry, you're not talented at anything. Oh, I'm a writer too. I love writing. So like short stories. I went to school for journalism, so like I'm obsessed with writing. So there's a little thing. I don't know if that's really like a talent, but
trust me, it is. If you see the some of the things people write online, you see that's definitely a talent, the way people do. What do you think is your biggest progression that you've had since you started wrestling to where you are now?
Definitely confidence. You know, the little things and the technical side of wrestling and moves and spacing and all that kind of stuff that goes into a match, like that's going to take some time, and it's definitely getting better for me. But yeah, I think it's just being confident and figuring out who Kasey Catal is as a performer and as a wrestler. So yeah, I think that would be the main one.
Definitely. That's awesome. Do you see that that kind of like that keeps changing as you go along, the confidence keeps building, you keep finding out who you do. Is it like you find out who you are more as you keep going along?
100%. And I think having all these different opponents is really bringing it out of me, because when I was in New York, I was kind of wrestling the same people. And now that I'm wrestling different people, they're kind of finding these little parts of me that I didn't know I had, or, you know, these different skill sets that I didn't ever think I could do. And that's like the most fun for me, is after a match being like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, and I could do that. So that's like been really fun.
Awesome. See, that's like, it's like you're just leveling up every time you just get in the ring right there. That. That's dope. If fans want to connect with you and they want to follow you, check you out, follow your journey, how would they follow you on social media?
I am at, what am I at? Catal, Kasey _ I just changed my Instagram to match my Twitter name, because I was like, why would I have two? Like, no one's gonna be able to
Make
find
it easy,
me. So I have that, and I also have my merch store linked to both of those, which is on Teespring /Catal Swag, I believe. So go check that out, and do not add me on Facebook, because I probably won't answer, because I never check my Facebook.
No love to Facebook. A lot of people hate on Facebook, man. It's no more love for it.
I just like post stuff that I have to post on it, and then like if I'm on it scrolling, maybe like a couple things, but that's it. Like my messages are flooded with random stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going in that mess.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. Kasey, you are the bomb. I really appreciate you taking the time out, coming on. Big shout out to Rob, our homeboy, for setting this up. He's the man as well. And definitely wish you nothing but success, but definitely appreciate you taking out this time and coming on with me.
Oh yeah, thanks so much for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely. And for us, you can definitely check us out at Wrestling IQ 101. Once again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like this episode, all our future episodes, all our past episodes. And for this episode, is Derrick, is Kasey Catal, and we are out.